The Monkey and the Crocodile. Once upon a time, in a warm and gentle land where the river flowed slow and silver beneath the moonlight, there lived a little monkey named Maku. Maku had bright, curious eyes and the softest golden brown fur you ever did see. He lived high up in a jamun tree, right at the edge of the great wide river. Every evening, when the sun dipped low and painted the sky in shades of mango and rose, Maku would sit on his favorite branch and nibble the sweetest, juiciest jamun berries. He would watch the fireflies begin their dance over the water, and he would hum a little tune to himself. Life was peaceful for Maku, but sometimes, just sometimes, he wished he had a friend to share his berries with. The jungle was full of creatures, of course, parrots and peacocks and tiny striped squirrels, but none of them stayed long enough to talk, and Maku did so love to talk. One quiet evening, a friendly crocodile named Kara drifted up to the riverbank. Kara was not a scary crocodile at all. He had a wide, gentle smile and kind eyes that sparkled like the river itself. He was rather shy, truth be told, and he floated near the roots of Maku's tree, hoping someone might say hello. And Maku, being Maku, did exactly that. "Hello down there," called the little monkey, swinging from a branch. "Would you like a jamun berry? They are the sweetest in the whole jungle." Kara smiled his wide crocodile smile. "I would like that very much," he said softly. And so Maku tossed berries down, one by one, and they talked and talked as the stars came out. They talked about the river and the jungle and all the beautiful things they had seen. From that night on, Maku and Kara met every evening beneath the jamun tree. They became the very best of friends, and the river seemed to hum a happy song whenever they were together. Now, Kara had a wife who lived on a little island in the middle of the river. Her name was Mira, and she was not unkind, but she was very confused. Every evening, Kara came home late, carrying sweet jamun berries, smiling wider than ever. "Where do you go each night?" Mira asked one evening, tilting her head. "To see my friend Maku the monkey," said Kara happily. "He shares the most wonderful berries with me." Mira frowned, but only because she did not understand. She had never had a friend outside the river before. "A monkey who eats such sweet berries," she murmured to herself, "must have the sweetest heart of anyone in the jungle. I want to meet him. Bring him here, Kara. Bring him to our island so I can meet this wonderful friend of yours." But Mira said it in a funny, mixed-up way that made Kara worry. He thought she meant to be unkind to Maku, and that made his gentle heart feel very heavy indeed. The next evening, Kara swam slowly to the jamun tree. He did not want to trick his friend, but Mira had insisted. "Maku," he said quietly, "would you like to ride on my back across the river? My wife would like to meet you." Maku clapped his little hands. "Oh, how wonderful! An adventure!" He hopped right onto Kara's broad, bumpy back, and off they went across the moonlit water. But halfway across, Kara grew so worried that he blurted out the truth. "Maku, I am afraid Mira might not be kind to you. I do not know what she is planning." Maku's bright eyes twinkled. He was a very clever monkey, and he was not afraid. He thought quickly and said, "Oh dear, Kara, I left my courage back in the jamun tree. You know us monkeys. We keep our courage tucked inside the highest branches. We must go back so I can fetch it." Kara, who was honest and trusting, turned right around and swam back to the tree. The moment they reached the bank, Maku leaped up into his branches, safe and sound. Kara looked up at his friend and felt tears prickle behind his kind eyes. "I am so sorry, Maku," he whispered. "I should never have tried to trick you. You are my dearest friend." Maku swung down to a low branch and patted Kara gently on his bumpy nose. "Dear Kara," he said softly, "I know your heart. You would never hurt me. You were only confused, just like Mira." And because Maku was as kind as he was clever, he gathered up the biggest, sweetest jamun berries and said, "Take these to Mira. Tell her she is welcome to visit me anytime, right here beneath this tree." And so Kara did. And when Mira tasted those berries and heard how Maku had forgiven them both, her heart grew warm and soft. From that night on, all three of them met beneath the jamun tree, the monkey, the crocodile, and his wife, sharing berries and stories under the blanket of stars. The river hummed its happy song, the fireflies danced, and all was well in that gentle, moonlit jungle. And so, dear one, even the cleverest trick is no match for a kind and forgiving heart. Good night. The Blue Jackal. Once upon a time, in a quiet, quiet jungle where the moonlight dripped like honey through the leaves, there lived a small jackal named Nilu. Nilu had sandy brown fur and a bushy tail, and he liked nothing more than wandering through the jungle at night, listening to the soft sounds all around him. The crickets would sing their slow, silvery songs. The river would murmur and hush. The great banyan trees would sway, ever so gently, like old grandfathers rocking in their chairs. Nilu was a happy little jackal, but he was also very curious. He liked to explore places he had never been before. He liked to peek around corners and sniff at things and wonder. And one warm, still evening, as the stars began to open their tiny eyes above the treetops, Nilu wandered a little farther than he had ever wandered before. He followed a narrow path through the tall grass, past the sleeping lotus pond, past the old stone well, all the way to the very edge of the jungle. There, at the edge of the jungle, sat an old cloth dyer's hut. It was a tiny little place, with pots and pots of beautiful colors lined up outside. Red like sunset, yellow like marigolds, green like new leaves. And there, right in the middle, was the biggest pot of all, filled to the brim with the most beautiful blue dye you have ever seen. It was the blue of the deep, deep sky just after the sun goes down. It was the blue of a peacock's proudest feather. Nilu crept closer. He sniffed, he leaned in, and then, splash! His curious little paws slipped on the wet ground, and he tumbled right into the pot of blue dye. Oh, what a surprise! The dye was warm and thick and smelled of flowers. Nilu scrambled out, shaking himself from nose to tail. But when he looked down at his paws, he gasped. He was blue, completely, entirely, beautifully blue. Every bit of his fur, from his ears to his bushy tail, shimmered like a sapphire in the moonlight. Nilu padded softly back into the jungle, leaving little blue paw prints on the path behind him. And oh, what happened next was very funny indeed. The first animal to see him was a little mouse deer, who stopped and stared with enormous eyes. What are you?" whispered the mouse deer. Nilu didn't know what to say, so he said the first thing that came into his head. "I am a magical creature," he said in the deepest voice he could manage. "I have come from the sky." The mouse deer bowed low. Word spread through the jungle like a warm breeze. A blue creature, a magical being. One by one, the animals came to see. The elephants, the peacocks, the sleepy old bears. They brought him garlands of jasmine flowers. They brought him honey and mangoes. They whispered to each other in hushed, dreamy voices. And Nilu sat on a soft, mossy rock, draped in flowers, feeling very important indeed. It was lovely, he thought. It was really quite lovely. But as the nights passed, one by one, something began to feel not quite right inside Nilu's blue chest. When the other jackals sang their evening songs to the moon, those long, beautiful, howling lullabies, Nilu wanted so badly to sing along. He missed the sound of his own voice rising up to the stars. He missed running with his jackal friends through the cool grass. He missed being just Nilu, small, sandy brown, ordinary Nilu. One evening, as the full moon rose round and golden above the jungle, the jackals began to sing. Their voices floated through the trees like silver ribbons, and Nilu could not help himself. He lifted his blue nose to the sky and he sang. He sang his own true song, long and sweet and clear. The animals looked at one another. "Why?" said the old bear softly. "He is not a magical creature at all. He is simply a jackal who fell in some blue dye." A gentle laugh rippled through the gathering, like wind through tall grass. But no one was angry. No one was upset. The old bear simply smiled his slow, sleepy smile and said, "Well, you are still welcome here, little one. Blue or brown, you are our friend." And the peacock fanned his great tail and said, "Besides, blue is a very fine color." Nilu laughed, a real laugh, his own laugh, and it felt like the best feeling in the world. Over the following days, the rain came softly, gently, and washed the blue away, little by little, until Nilu was sandy brown once more. But he did not mind one bit. He had learned something important beneath those jungle stars. It is a lovely thing to be admired, but it is a far lovelier thing to be yourself. And so Nilu curled up beneath his favorite banyan tree, tucked his bushy tail over his nose, and listened to the crickets sing their silvery lullaby. The moon watched over him. The jungle breathed its slow, soft breath. And Nilu, the little jackal who was once blue, drifted off to the most peaceful sleep. Good night, little one. Good night. The Tortoise and the Geese. Once upon a time, in a still, quiet place where the water was smooth as glass and the reeds whispered hush, 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 there lived a gentle tortoise named Moti. Moti lived beside a silver lake. The lake was very calm. The sky above was very soft, and everything moved slowly, 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 the way things do when the world is getting ready to sleep. Moti had two dear friends, two white geese named Sona and Chanda. Every evening, the three friends sat together at the edge of the silver lake and watched the sky turn from rose to lavender to the deepest, softest blue. They did not need to say very much. They just sat together, breathing slowly, watching the first star appear, then the second star, then the third. One by one, the stars opened their sleepy eyes, and the world grew quieter and quieter and quieter still. One evening, as the moon rose slow and round, Sona the goose said very softly, "Dear Moti, we have found a new lake, far away, beyond the sleeping hills. It is surrounded by soft grass and whispering trees. Would you like to come with us?" Moti blinked his slow, gentle eyes. "I would like that very much," he said quietly, "but I cannot fly." Chanda the goose rustled her white feathers and said, "We will carry you. We will hold a strong stick between us, and you will hold on tight with your mouth. You must only remember one thing, dear Moti." "What is that?" whispered Moti. "You must stay very, very quiet," said Chanda. "Do not open your mouth, no matter what you hear. Just hold on, just breathe, just be still." Moti nodded slowly. He could do that. He could be still. Being still was one of the things he did best. And so they rose into the sky. Slowly, gently, The two white geese spread their great soft wings, and Moti held the stick between his mouth, and up, up, up they went. The wind was soft and warm. It whispered against Moti's shell. Below them, the silver lake grew small, smaller. The jungle stretched out like a dark green blanket, stitched with rivers of silver thread. Everything was so quiet up in the sky, so peaceful. Moti could hear the slow beating of the geese's wings. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Like a heartbeat, like a lullaby. The stars floated all around them, close enough to touch. The moon hung low and golden, and the world below was falling asleep. The trees, the rivers, the flowers, the hills, all drifting off, one by one by one. Below them, some sleepy villagers looked up and murmured, "Oh, how lovely! A tortoise, flying with the geese." Their voices drifted up, soft as dandelion fluff, and Moti wanted to say, "Yes, it is lovely." He wanted to call down to them. He almost opened his mouth, almost, but then he remembered Chanda's words, "Be still, be quiet, just breathe." And so Moti closed his eyes. He breathed in, he breathed out, slowly, softly. He listened to the wings. 1, 2, 1, 2. He felt the warm wind on his shell. He felt the stick, steady and strong. He did not need to speak. He did not need to say a single word. Sometimes the quietest moments are the most beautiful ones. Sometimes all you need to do is hold on, breathe softly, and let the world carry you gently, gently, gently through the night. And then, at last, they arrived. The new lake appeared below them like a circle of moonlight, surrounded by the softest grass and the quietest whispering trees. Down they drifted, slowly, 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 like a feather falling through still air. Moti's feet touched the soft, cool grass, so soft, so gentle, and he let go of the stick and smiled his slow, peaceful smile. "You did it, dear Moti," whispered Sona. "You stayed quiet, you listened, you held on." Moti looked up at the stars, so many stars, growing dimmer now, one by one. The first star closed its eye, then the second star, then the third. One by one, the stars drifted off to sleep. The lake grew still. The grass stopped whispering. The geese tucked their heads beneath their wings, and Moti pulled himself gently into his shell, warm and safe, and so very, very sleepy. The moon dimmed, the wind hushed, the world grew soft, and quieter, and quieter, and quieter still. Good night, dear one. Close your eyes now. Hold on to the quiet. Let the night carry you gently, gently, gently to sleep.